Hello everyone. I wanted to show you my Christmas present that I received from my husband. This present has brought me joy and frustration at the same time. I wanted at one point, I have to admit, because y'all know I keep it real, I wanted to throw it somewhere. I was so frustrated. And there's a learning curve. I knew that there was a learning curve going in, but the problem for me, it wasn't the software. I did a little research and I was able to pull out the, excuse me, I was able to pull up the designs I wanted. I was able to download the programs, but the problem for me was just getting it to print. And I'm just going to do a quick video just to save time to find to show you what no one told me or what I wasn't able to find. So as most of you know, I'm into everything crafts, but I really love paper crafts. So the majority of the thing that I wanted to do when getting a electronic die cutting machine was to print out like 3D projects, print out paper projects. I really wasn't into the planner stickers or printing and cutting, which I plan on doing, but that's not my main function. My main function is to, like I said, print out designs and be able to put them together with paper. I want to do vinyl projects and also iron on. So with that being said, I went over to my computer here and I downloaded the Silhouette Studio, and I just want to take a quick walk through just in case anyone, like I said, because I want to save people time for the frustration that I was in. So when you download it, the first thing you'll do, of course, is you'll go over to the okay, so I had to sign back in. Somehow I wasn't signed out. Okay, so the first thing I did, excuse me. Okay, so the first thing you do is you go to the store. The first thing I did was I went to the store and I downloaded some graphics. I went to the subscription, for the deals and new projects and looked up the new graphics, and I found what I wanted. So once I did that, I found the ones that I wanted, and then I went over to the cart, and once I got the items I wanted in my cart, I went on and checked out. And once you checked out, it says that you can download them to your computer, or it'll go to your library. I just went on and added everything to my library. And so once I went to my library, my designs showed up at the top here. And I can look over here and see these are the free items that I was able to process from. This is the Teresa Collins edition. So this is a lot of the planner items that were free. And then these are 3D projects. And some of these items here were free that I was able to download just for buying the machine. And then there are a lot of things that are free on here. You don't have to buy everything. And then there are some things that I purchased. I got a credit. I got like a $25 credit. And I was able to use a little bit of that so far to purchase some things that I wanted to do. So once you download everything, I was wanting to work a project with this rose. So what I did was click on the rose, double click, and then the design comes up. And then this is perfect. So once you double click on the item, it goes right to the design screen. Okay, so I am working with an 8.5 sheet of paper. So of course my thing is already on 8.5 by 11. I am working with a 12 by 12 mat that came with it. So I don't have to change that. And I already had said I have an 8.5 by paper. If you're working by 12 by 12, you of course want to change this. I'm sorry, everything is noisy in here. You have to change this to 12 by 12. So I just took my image and then you can make it smaller, make it bigger by just doing this. And I already have one of these saved for the project that I'm doing, so I will refer back to that. But I just wanted to show real quick how to do that. And then I ended up going over here on the side to the replicate panel and hit fill page, and I ended up doing that so I can get more than more for my money. So if I'm gonna cut, I could cut a lot more, if you're doing a whole page. I just wanted to show that real quick. But I believe on my design I ended up playing with and coming up with something smaller. So I'm going to go back up here to File and open up the one I saved. And here it is. Just to show you real quick. Now the thing that's going to save you a lot of time is, like I said, I'm doing this for paper crafting mainly. I put my style as Cameo Portrait. Anytime you change it to Cameo, and all the tutorials I was watching was telling me to do that, it's going to need registration marks. So I was able to print off some white roses with that, but any of the color papers that I was using would not print. And what I figured out was you can turn that off. If you're just cutting out, like I'm just cutting out this image, because I'm not printing to my printer and then cutting. I'm just cutting out the image. You don't need your registration marks. Let me repeat that. You don't need registration marks. That is the big thing that I didn't know. It may just be just me, but I want to let anyone else know you don't need registration marks if you're just cutting out an image. That is the most important thing that will save your time. If I had known that earlier, it would have saved me hours. So just to do a simple design, this is what I have. And in the hours that I was doing that, I have some more mats on order. But right now, as you can see, I ended up cutting through my mat. So I have my paper turned sideways so I can end up finishing my project. So basically, like I said, I already have this to the size I want. So I'm going to go over here to send. And I am going to design, and I'm going to change my orientation to landscape, and I'm going to move these over because, like I said, I have my paper torn up, my mat torn, so I can get 2 of them at the top, and I can only fit 2 because this is the size that I wanted. I wanted it a pretty good rosette size. And so now all I have to do is just edit. I'm doing the cardstock as plain cardstock over here. I'm sorry if I'm shaking. I'm holding this, guys. I'm used to having the camera right over my head as I'm just in my craft room doing something. So I have cardstock plain. The blade is set at auto blade, and then all I'm going to do is pass twice because I found out the paper cuts better if you pass it twice. Then I'm just going to come over to the side here and turn my machine on. The blade was really easy to pop in. It sets to blue once you have it in there, but I will tell you one tip is to make sure that it's totally all the way down in there, so when you get it, it'll be packaged up. All you have to do is just take it and set it right in there where the little notch is. Make sure that's all the way down in there, and then hit it in, and then you'll see it's locked in when it turns blue. And so let me see if I can do this with one hand. I'm going to press my mat in and then hit load. And like I said, I was having so much problems with registration areas, but now I know that I don't need that. So once I hit that did not have a registration mark, I just hit send. And you don't know how that sounds so good to me, because it is automatically getting it ready to cut. And I was able to print the other ones because they were white rosettes, and I believe I was able to do that because it was a light color, and there's a light that's sensing under here, but with the dark colors in the mat, it wasn't able to register. So but this is how I got it started. Just a quick project, and it cuts right away. I'm able to cut these and able to get my project done. But I just wanted to share that quick little inset. I'm learning things on this machine, and as I work through it, I just wanted to show little tips on how to get things done, how easy it is just to download something and get started. And the first thing I wanted to say is about that registration mark. So I hope you can hear this, and I'll see you later, Crafty Nistas.